The year is now 1904. Excitement crackled in the air. A grand celebration was to be held. The wedding of Eleanor Caldwell, daughter of a wealthy industrialist, to a young entrepreneur, Thomas Ashton. Their union, a symbol of progress and prosperity. The wedding train, a luxurious affair, was to cross the Susquehanna at the stroke of midnight. A testament to the audacity of the times, challenging fate itself. Eleanor, resplendent in her white gown, was the picture of joy. The train rumbled onto the bridge. The river below, a dark mirror reflecting the moonlight. Inside, laughter and music filled the carriages, oblivious to the shadow that was about to fall upon their celebration. The train picked up speed, the rhythm of the wheels hypnotic. A sense of unease settled over Eleanor, a sudden chill despite the warmth of the carriage. She looked out the window into the darkness. Chaos erupted inside the train. Screams pierced the night. Eleanor, thrown from her seat, could only watch in horror as the carriage ahead tilted precariously. Then it broke free. The carriage plunged towards the unforgiving water below. The bridge groaned, a mournful echo of the screams that filled the air. Eleanor, her white dress stained crimson, was thrown from the wreckage. The river embraced her, cold, dark, and final. Her laughter was replaced by the chilling gurgle of the current. The bridge absorbed her final breath, her terror, her despair. The bridge remembers. It holds the memory of Eleanor's tragic end, whispering it to the wind, a chilling lullaby for those who dare to listen, her spirit forever bound to the scene of her demise. The anniversary of Eleanor's death was fast approaching. The air grew heavy with dread. The locals avoided the bridge after dark. They knew the legend. They'd felt the chill. One man dared to tempt fate, a young journalist new to town. He scoffed at the stories. He saw an opportunity for fame. He would spend the night on the bridge. He would debunk the myth. He arrived at the bridge as the clock struck midnight, armed with only a flashlight and a notebook. He laughed into the darkness, challenging the silence. He didn't believe. Not really. He walked slowly across the bridge. His footsteps echoed hollowly. The wind picked up, swirling around him. He felt a cold spot on his hand. He dismissed it as the night air. He reached the center of the bridge, the spot where Eleanor's carriage had plunged into the water. He felt a chill run down his spine. He turned, hearing a noise behind him, a soft rustle, like silk on steel. His flashlight flickered. He shook it, cursing under his breath. And then he saw her, standing on the tracks ahead of him, a woman in a white dress, her back to him. Her hair, long and dark, flowed in the wind. He called out to her, his voice strained. She didn't turn. He took a step closer. The flashlight flickered again, then died. He was plunged into darkness. Only the moonlight illuminated the bridge. He heard her voice then, a whisper close to his ear, cold and filled with sorrow. He felt a hand on his arm, icy cold. He tried to pull away. Panic surged through him. He stumbled back, his foot catching on the railroad track. He fell, landing hard on the wooden planks. He scrambled to his feet, his heart pounding in his chest. He had to get out of there. He ran, blinded by terror, the sound of his own footsteps deafening in the silence. He didn't dare look back. He could feel her presence behind him, close, getting closer. He reached the edge of the bridge. He risked a glance back. She was there, standing at the center of the bridge, her white dress billowing around her, her face veiled in shadow. He thought he saw a single tear glistening on her cheek. He ran into the night, never looking back. He never spoke of what he had seen, but the memory haunted him. The chilling whispers followed him, a reminder of the night he met the bride of the Black Bridge. The Black Bridge still stands, a rusting sentinel guarding the Susquehanna. Time, it seems, has not diminished its eerie presence. Trains no longer rumble across its aging tracks. The silence is a constant companion. Locals still tell the tale, whispering of the bride who haunts its shadows, a cautionary reminder of the darkness that lingers. The bridge has become a pilgrimage for those seeking a brush with the unknown. Tourists flock to the site, drawn by its macabre history. They come to take pictures, to feel the chill in the air. Some leave flowers, others messages of sympathy. A silent acknowledgement of Eleanor's tragedy. But the bridge offers no answers, only more questions. It stands as a silent monument to the past, a testament to the enduring power of fear and the stories we tell ourselves to make sense of it. Over the years, rituals have sprung up around the legend of the Black Bridge Bride. Daredevils and thrill-seekers, eager to catch a glimpse of the spectral Eleanor, tempt fate with their actions. Some whisper of a ritual to summon her spirit. A mirror, a candle, and a single white rose left at the center of the bridge at the stroke of midnight. They say if you listen closely, you can hear her mournful cries carried on the wind. Others speak of a dare, to cross the bridge alone, calling out Eleanor's name. Legend has it that if she answers, you will be forever bound to the bridge, forced to join her in her eternal sorrow. These rituals, fueled by fear and fascination, only serve to solidify the legend. Each retelling adds another layer of mystique, blurring the lines between fact and fiction. The story of the Black Bridge Bride has left an undeniable mark on the local community. For some, it's a source of pride, a unique piece of local folklore that sets their town apart. For others, it's a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most idyllic settings. A cautionary tale whispered to children, warning them of the dangers of straying too far from the beaten path. But for those who claim to have encountered Eleanor's ghost, the legend is all too real. Their stories, often fragmented and contradictory, speak of a deep-seated fear that lingers long after their encounter. The Black Bridge stands as a symbol of this collective fear, a physical manifestation of the stories we tell ourselves to explain the unexplainable. A reminder that some wounds, like some stories, never truly heal. Section 4. Eleanor's Legacy. Eleanor's story has been twisted by time, becoming a cautionary tale. She is now a specter, stripped of her humanity. Once full of life and love, her memory is lost in whispers. The Black Bridge stands as a monument to her memory. Her true legacy is remembrance, not fear. Cherish the living and honor their stories. Ghost stories. They cling to us. They weave themselves into the fabric of our being. They are the shadows in our history, the whispers in the night. We try to outrun them. We try to rationalize them, but they persist. Why do we tell these stories? Perhaps it's our need to explain the unexplainable, to make sense of a world that can be cruel and random. Or maybe, just maybe, it's because deep down, we want to believe. We want to believe that death is not the end, that our loved ones still linger, watching over us from beyond the veil, that their stories continue, even if we can't see them. The Black Bridge Bride, like all good ghost stories, endures because it taps into this primal fear and fascination. It reminds us that the past is never truly gone. It lives on in the stories we tell and the places where they unfolded. The truth behind the legend of the Black Bridge Bride, like the river itself, remains murky, lost in the mists of time and the whispers of generations. Did Eleanor Caldwell truly haunt the bridge? Or was she simply a victim of circumstance? Was there a jealous lover, a saboteur driven by greed, or was it simply a tragic accident? The bridge holds its secrets close, but perhaps the answer doesn't matter. Perhaps the power of the story lies in its ability to chill us, to remind us of our own mortality, to make us question what we believe. The Black Bridge Bride is a reminder that some mysteries are not meant to be solved. They are meant to be felt, to be pondered, to keep us looking over our shoulders, wondering what lurks in the shadows. The Susquehanna Railroad Bridge still stands, a testament to time's passage, a silent witness to countless sunrises and sunsets. It has seen joy and sorrow, progress and decay. The bridge is a reminder that some stories never truly die. They echo through generations, changing and evolving with each retelling, of the thin veil that separates the living from the dead. It is a place of pilgrimage for those seeking a brush with the unknown, and where, if you listen closely, you might just hear Eleanor's mournful cries carried on the wind. As you stand on the banks of the Susquehanna, the Black Bridge looming before you, you can't help but feel a shiver run down your spine. The wind whispers through the rusted steel, carrying with it a hint of something cold and ancient. Is it just the wind? Or is it something more? The echoes of a life cut short. A love story tragically unfinished. The question lingers in the air, as persistent as the fog that clings to the river. The legend of the Black Bridge Bride is a reminder that some stories never truly leave us. They stay with us, haunting our dreams and shaping our perceptions of the world around us. The next time you find yourself near a dark and lonely road, a forgotten graveyard, or a decaying bridge, listen closely. You might just hear Eleanor's whisper on the wind, a chilling reminder of the stories we tell and the secrets they hold. As you stand on the banks of the Susquehanna, the Black Bridge looming before you, you can't help but feel a shiver run down your spine. The wind whispers through the rusted steel, carrying with it a hint of something cold and ancient. Is it just the wind, or is it something more? The legend of the Black Bridge Bride is a reminder that some stories never truly leave us. You might just hear Eleanor's whisper on the wind, a chilling reminder of the stories we tell and the secrets they hold.